Okay, then you know what? Then I'm gonna take the
Those.
old helm here to use a that whatever. Hey, guess what, folks? It may actually be that the Apple Car's back on as they've hired someone from BMW. This is they've hired, and this is according to who is this according to? This is Autoweek. They said that Ulrich Kranz. Hope I said that right.
Probably.
An old BMW VP who had been there for 30 years, part of the EV startup Canu, I guess that is suddenly been hired to work over at Apple.
Yeah.
And look, there's nothing about the car here. It's just saying that this is a move that they've made in recent weeks. It is what it is, but it actually throws just some fire back into the fact that, according to the article, it says here that Apple's EV development program is called Project Titan, and it's been reported that Apple is about to sign a joint venture agreement with EV powertrain maker LG Electronics, and LG Electronics would build Project Titan prototypes to measure consumer interest. Interestingly enough, because I didn't know that LG would have been a big enough player in the automotive industry enough to build a prototype. B, if you're going to go into the electric car area, to me at least, it seems kind of weird because BMW is not the one that strikes me as the leader in EV technology, at least not right now. So that's an odd pairing. But hey, man, what's your take on this one? Because it's kind of interesting to see that the Apple Car could be back.
Yeah, I mean, it's this is something, and the article even talks about it. But I mean, the Apple Car has been off and on for a while now.
Ever?
I mean, some people it's called Project Titan, then it's just kind of the Apple Car project. I mean, we don't really know what it is. I mean, one thing we can say, and I'll say this knowing that Mike's a big Apple guy. I have some Androids, but I use obviously some Apple products too. Apple designs well, right?
Yeah.
And they have a fairly good interface, customer like experience, like how you interface with the product. So I'm really interested to see what the design side of the Apple Car would be, because I know the technology is going to be something that they're probably going to innovate on. That's what they usually do with their products, right? And so I'm kind of interested to see if they can really, honestly, compete with the bigger players that are already in the market or either are coming to the market quite soon. I mean, we obviously know Tesla, kind of the new kind of shaking up the industry. It's been doing that for a while, of course, nothing new there. But we know we've been talking a lot about like Ford bringing in their electric pickups. So there's some companies that are big players in the auto industry that are now electrifying, right? We've been talking about that for a while too, VW and everybody else. So yeah, now it's interesting to try to see what Apple will have up its sleeve. It's been at it for a while.
It's
So
sleeve.
I'm interested. Yeah,
You say sleeve because what Apple always has up their sleeve is creating the need where you didn't think there was a need, and also vertical integration, right? So Apple famously reduced their audio jacks. They took the random jack out of the back of a phone. They were the first to do it. They created a need for earpods and suddenly created their own market.
Yeah,
they're innovated, and they tie in their products. Look, I supported a Windows environment for almost a decade at a Fortune 500 company at a level that was considered expert level support. Okay. And while I enjoy Windows computers for certain things, the integration and putting on this show, even though OBS has poor interface with Apple products at some level, between us working on Apple products all together, we can share stuff seamlessly in this environment, like flawlessly. So it has a payoff. And I'm wondering if they're going to use that vertical integration of Apple products where, like, CarPlay, if you've ever had it in your car, is fairly decent. I mean, it's a good interface.
Yeah.
I found myself recently in 2 rental cars. It had CarPlay and a Ford product that didn't. And I'll tell you, the CarPlay made it a better experience. So I'm wondering if, how they're going to stack their vertical integration of their products.
Yeah.
But the other thing that I'm curious about is still no Microsoft car, still no Google car, still no Android car. Nobody else from that side of the playing field has ever kind of gone this direction.
I mean, Waymo's got their Waymo/Google, they're doing their self-driving car, but that's still kept under wraps too as well.
Still kept under wraps.
And what I wanted to say also, maybe just a touch on for me for the last part of this, would be not so much the product of the Apple Car itself, but being Apple at the size it's going to be and the scale they're going to want to bring this out, whenever that is going to put further stress on infrastructure everywhere, right? And I'm not talking particularly the Apple Car product. I'm talking just electric car, the grid, charging, raw materials.
Ooh.
So I'm there's more to it than just the car itself. Like we've been saying with air taxis, that market too, right? It's this multifaceted. They all integrate with each other. So I'm also interested to see what they have up their sleeve
You
about that too. So.
Yeah, you said scale. Apple now look, where Apple also creates this need that you didn't think you needed, when you need a $400 pair of earphones that do spatial audio, or when you need a $250 pair of earbuds that you may not necessarily thought were the best but actually produce spatial audio sound that's phenomenal. I just played mine with the new spatial audio in Apple Music and it's phenomenal. But when you say scale, I think Apple has the propensity to always go upscale, and maybe they want to go like a Mercedes EQS kind of like upscale electric inroad kind of thing for them, because that almost plays a little bit to their market. However, I know rumors have always said in the past that they wanted to have an open scale or a large scale release of an automobile. So I don't know what economy of scale it plays into for them in that environment, but it's interesting to see that there's more news on the front, and you can find yourself reading the article that we have here in the link below. Let us know what you think. I mean, it's just interesting to see if the Apple Car is going to be back on after it's been on again, off again, on again, off again, just ridiculously.
Yeah, I guess the whole takeaway there, right, is they got some intellectual input from somebody that ran Beamer for i3, i8 series. So hopefully it'll help them with whatever they're working on. Basically, I don't know.
So, and it's worth noting also in the article, Project Titan boss currently is Doug Field, who previously oversaw the Tesla 3 model development and production, which, Apple has a tendency to go out and get the people that you think would be necessary for that market and for that integration. So we'll look forward to see if Apple actually finally gets
we'll see what happens.
The Apple Car. Then for you guys at home, remember, like, subscribe, follow. We enjoy all the support. And hey, let us know again in the comments below if we got it right, if we got it wrong, if you liked what we said or if we didn't, because we want to hear from you guys.
Thanks.
Thank you so much. And with that said, it is time to go